Good morning, President Hawkins. Welcome to WCPS News from Tuskegee Public School.
Great. Well, let me just say good morning to everyone. And Mr. Moore, thank you for um, hosting us this morning. Thank you for thinking of me, thinking of Talladega College to have this opportunity to share with you this morning, because this is the oldest historically black college in the state of Alabama, going all the way back to 1867, founded by two slaves to provide an educational institution to educate African American children and youngsters at the time when.
Mr. President, can you give a little background knowledge about growing up in Ohio?
My family roots are started right here in Alabama, Woodland, Alabama, which is down near Carrollton, Georgia, just across the line. There's a little bitty town down there called Woodland, Alabama. That's where my grandparents and my mother, that is my home roots. And then, of course, they migrated to Ohio.
What are some challenges you face being president?
Challenge being president. Well, I'll tell you, when I came to Talladega College, they only had 280 students here in 2008. Today, we're over 1,300 students. And I believe, I believe in focusing on the positives. We build, we work hard, we build, and so we've rebuilt this entire institution to the point of where we are today. Challenges vary from day to day in terms of what's going on with the institution, but understand that the president sits up here, then everyone falls, below the president. And so everything that goes on, if something is serious that goes on, certainly it comes to the president. And so the president's in charge, and that's what you have to understand, that all things that go on, the president is responsible, for whatever happens to the students here, whatever happens to the faculty, whatever happens to the staff here. So that's certainly a part of what I do. Right now, we all are facing this pandemic, and so I have briefings every day about how are we doing on campuses.
Can you share some major roles as president of a university?
Okay. Well, yeah, sure. I'll share with you, and you all being from Tuskegee, and do your research there. The United Negro College Fund, you all have heard that term, United Negro College Fund. Well, right there in Tuskegee is where it started. The UNCF, the Tuskegee University, when you're going back to its founders. Currently, right now, one of my major roles, there's 37 private black colleges that's a part of the United Negro College Fund. I currently serve in a major role. I am the chair of those 37 schools, chair of those 37 member presidents.
Can you share some things about the museum at Talledega College?
Yes, well, great. That's a great question about the museum, and again, we want to invite you all to come up here on a field trip so you can see phenomenal museum, the Dr. William R. Harvey Museum. That museum houses artwork that's worth $50 million. Now, tell you a quick history on that. When I became president in 2008, that artwork was hanging on the walls in our library. And the institution did not know that artwork was worth $50 million.
They didn't know.
Did not know. When I got here in 2008, I asked the board, had you all ever considered having this artwork appraised? And said, well, no one had ever brought it up. So then I asked their permission to do my research. I contacted a appraisal company in New York, and they flew to Talladega. And of course, cost a lot of money to do the appraisal, but I just felt that we needed to know. And it was during that time when they appraised that artwork and indicated to me that the Amistad murals, those three of the slave revolt, was worth $20 million. And then the other three, which is the first day of school here, the construction of the library and the Underground Railroad, was worth $20 million. So at that time, they were worth $40 million. But that was the good news. The bad news is that students, the murals were very old. At that time, they were over 73 years old, and they needed to be touched up. And they were getting ready to start cracking, and just all that paint on the canvas was just going to fall to the ground. And then this institution would have lost $40 million.
Wow.
This concludes the interview.
On behalf of Tuskegee Public Schools, thank you for your time.
Fantastic, and thank you all for the invitation to have this dialogue this morning.